G'day guys, just running a little program at the moment. I'm going to make up another metal detector. We made up a Nucleo board STM32 set up to basically take over all the logic switching on an old SD2000, which is in the cupboard. It's all very boring. So what I thought I'd do, we'll move it up a notch, and we're going to build nearly a complete metal detector on one of these STM32 boards, and this one will work fine for something that's going to perform very, very well indeed. But I have got some newer boards coming which are a bit more powerful. So these are quite interesting, even have an OLED driver output on them as well. So this will probably be about 85% of a whole metal detector. So, and these boards are cheap as well. They're not very expensive. So what I've done, I'm actually using AI to help with the design. And it's sitting there clunking away at the moment. And it's basically working out all the interconnects from one of these baseboards and how we're going to hook it all up to all the peripheral stuff that for the input stages, and how we sample the signal, and audio generation, ground balance. I think that on this particular board we're going to have to use an external ADC. The ones in here probably do not have enough bit resolution, even though there's three of them. I think they're 12-bit, but we might jump it up. I actually did all the calculations on this. I think that 16-bit will work perfectly well, but 18-bit's totally overkill and will work even better. Going to 24-bit is not worth it. Its step sizes are way too small, and it's not going to make any difference, except it's going to cost a lot of money for the ADCs. We're talking price jump from a good ADC, something from around $20 all the way up, if I want to go overboard, to about $120, $130, $140 just for an ADC. So you don't need to have a huge amount of bit resolution, and you do not need mega sample availability either. You can get away with probably about 400 kilosamples, but you can up it and make it very, very fine resolution. Most of the important stuff is in the digital filtering for a design like this. I would have thought it would have finished by now, but it's still going. Yeah, I just saw it, then it's popped up. It's going to use the internal ADC, so I'm going to have to get it to strip that out, and we're going to run outboard chips. So yeah, it's has it finished? Has it finished? Well, no, still going. So it's writing away on the design. So it's interesting actually looking at the bill of materials to do a complete. Um, you can do a VLF detector. You can do a pulse induction, but you know, the complete bill of materials for this, it wasn't that much. Let's see if it's given us another bill of materials. Oh, there we go. It's done a complete file output for me, so we'll have to download that and export it into, I'm going to use that KiCad or KiCad for this. It should work quite well. I haven't I've been using a lot of the other stuff out there. I've even got an old version of DXP, Altium DXP, which is getting very, very long in the tooth. But I did talk to them about upgrading to their new software and nearly fell off my chair. I used to get free software off, well, it's called, what do they call themselves now? Whatever they do, Altium. I think it's all Altium. Um, it used to be Protel. They used to send me stuff. I'm talking years and years ago, all DOS-based design programs, which I still got some actually. I think if you want to do simple circuit boards, use old Protel 2.7 or something. It still works. So yeah, so this thing here, it's gone and jumped the board on me. I was, yeah, okay. I think no, hang on, no, it hasn't. An STM32F405 RGT6. That's what that is. Okay, if you want to look it up. So it's quite interesting. I thought it would have pumped it. I've got to actually download it to read it, I think. Yeah. So it generated the PCB layout file design, which I guarantee I'm going to have to change. It generated the Gerber files for manufacturing. Isn't it interesting? And now it wants to actually write the firmware code and create a testing procedure. So I'm going to tell it to generate the firmware. This is going to be interesting. Yes. Now it's going to generate the firmware code. I don't know how accurate this will be, but we'll find out. It's probably going to be buggy, but there it is. It's creating structures and directories, and yeah, don't know if you can actually see it doing all its hard work there. It's so fast that I can't even read it. It's doing all the pulse frames, pulse constants, pulse widths. This will be variable pulse anyway. So you'll be able to move your pulses in and out and change your dead times, off times. Yeah, there we go. It's doing it. It's actually, by looking at it as fast as like my eyes can work. There you go. It's done the code. How's that? No, it's going again. No, it's going to another section of it. So, would you believe? Just for a laugh, I called this project SD2000, but it's not an SD2000. It's along the lines of an SD2000 in the design. It's basically something like an SD2000, the functionality, but completely modernized. We're just going to get rid of not the important analog stuff, but we're going to get rid of some of the analog stuff to go digital. And it should be an absolute doozy. Yeah, has it done it? It's done. I think it's done it all. There we go. So I'll have a play with it, load it into that KiCad. If it has a hernia, I'll probably have to export it, and it's going to say use old DXP, but the functionality of that is a bit iffy. David's here, I think. There goes the doorbell. Yep, door's getting opened. So basically, yeah, that's how you can do a detector very quickly. You can build a detector in a day. Well, design one in a day and take a little bit longer to build it. But it's well worth looking at. And here he comes. What do you got? Box of what?
Emptiness.
Oh, thank God. There's enough detectors. There's 2 detectors there done. You can grab those.
Okay, great.
Yeah. I'm just doing the AI detector thing. Basically, getting it to develop parts of it. So
Tremendous.
based on that.
I will take this and I will go because I have suffered enough conversation for one day.
Oh, you've had your ear burnt off by phone calls, haven't
you? Yeah. Try and get one simple piece of information.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Not.
doesn't work.
No. So what should take 3 minutes takes 30.
Yes,
So anyway,
that's the way it goes.
yeah, have fun.
Yeah, I know how he feels. I actually had someone ring me up when I was doing some boards and doing some testing. And usually I don't try and do both at the same time, like talk about something and doing stuff. And I said, I'll stop it. I'll keep working whilst talking. And yeah, good. I didn't make any mistakes and everything worked fine. So, apart from that, there is a sitting in here in all its little directories. It's probably put it all in the artifacts, projects, or artifacts. Come on, wake up. Yeah, these are all little artifacts in here. No, it's not the artifacts. It's got to be in here. No. Oh, I know where it is. I don't know if it hasn't. Oh, I'm using a different setup on here, and I've been doing all my other stuff on the iPad. It hasn't cross-pollinated. If I was using the same thing, I'm using code on this. I'm using 4.5 Sonnet on the other one, so there'll be. I'll have to go in there and tell it to import all that information across or make it accessible. But there's a whole heap of stuff in here. Jesus. Yeah, all sorts of interesting stuff. But mainly all detectory sort of stuff anyway, most of it. But yeah, that will end up being the first. This is only a cheap detector. It's not the other one I've been talking about. The other one's a freaking cost you $1 million to develop detector. This one here will it'll probably do everything detectors do anyway, because most of it is based on the input stage and all around that area. Ground balance is extremely important. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Type ground balance. And variable timings are variable timings. Do what you want in that regard. Does it have to work on one battery? Can it work on two? Can we make it work on 36 volts? Yes, we can, but not the way you think. It's a lot of things we can do. It depends what you hang off this. This is only, all the basically all the switching in and out, and all the big beefy stuff you put on separate boards. And I suppose for the output stage of this, we're probably going to have to run it on a heatsink because, yeah, there's interesting rules and regulations about power output from metal detectors, and depends which way you go and how you do it. We'll have to get onto that later, but just do what every other company does when they get their EMC compliance. They put a small coil on it, right? You put a 6-inch coil on it and send it for compliance testing. Just make sure you round off all your square waves, and it should pass with flying colours. So, yeah, that's one thing I've been trying to get onto that, and I just, like I say, on the floor here's detectors all over the place again, but we're marching through them. David's actually been knocking back a lot of jobs, so we're just trying to march through these. There's stacks of GPXs, and we're trying to march through the GPXs as fast as possible. But if I get stuck doing that, I can't do this. I can't do anything else. Oh, by the way, I better find this. Hang on, I better turn this away for the time being. Right, I'll give you a rundown. You got Eugene out there testing the 5000 that I put the variable damping on, and he did send us a message. What did he send it through? Wasn't that? Wasn't that? Oh, it could have been through Messenger, but I have to change accounts. Okay. Click. No. That would help if I did that, wouldn't it? What they've done on is it's completely different than what I'm used to. It's down put it down the bottom. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I've got multiple accounts on Messenger, and Messenger desktop app is going away. Okay, won't be available after December the 15th. You can instead use the web. You need to create a PIN to avoid losing chat history. Okay, we'll do that later on, but anyway. Okay, there's some messages here on the sidebar you don't want to see, but anyway. Okay. I can't get that off screen, and I can't get that go to where it is. Oh, I can do that. There we go. I'll just move it all across and you can't see it. Okay. I can read it. It's no big deal, I don't think. If you want to have a read. Okay. Okay. David sent to Eugene here anyway. Any news for us on the damping, mate? Yep. It went good. I think it's meant to say, yep, it went good. Fun working it out for a while, but got the hang of it after I realised where I was there. I think it's meant, yeah, he's probably written this on his phone and it's probably got a lot of typos in it, but anyway. I was there. There was a power line running under the ground, lol. But after playing with the variable frequency and the damping, I was able to virtually eliminate it. So that is a good combination if you can get rid of underground power or any of that sort of stuff, or earth return or whatever it may have been. As soon as I can get a bit of sun, I'll head out and do a bit more. On the detector, I was using the 14 by 9. Now, 14 by 9, I think is the Coiltech coil he's got, and the 10 by 5, and the 10 by 5. Oh, okay, he's probably got two Coiltech coils and the Evolution 11-inch. So got a 14 by 9, 10 by 5, and the Evolution 11. Very good on, this one gets me, very good on 0.04 grams. And nice and stable and quiet. And that is what we want. That is 0.04 of a gram with those coils. Do you need a VLF type TR, any sort of VLF detector being able to get those a small target? That's his words, not mine. This guy is the ex-president of Ballarat PMAV, so Prospecting and Miners Association, and that's Eugene anyway. He's been out a couple of times, and anyway, I was out at St. Andrews State Forest. Now, I should know where that is, and I don't. I admit it. I have no idea where that is. So he's out at St. Andrews State Forest, which is very mineralised ground and some houses around the area. And it seems to handle it fine. The damping can actually make the coils deaf when under damping. Yes, you can, but you'll tell that straight away. I've given the damping adjustment too much range, right? I didn't need to give it the range I did, but I have, and I might actually just change a couple of values to rescale that, because it would give a finer resolution in the damping range you want. Um, I always give a little bit extra sometimes because sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. If you actually made your own coil and it was a really weird combination, maybe that lightening off on the damping would work better, but maybe not. So that's just my explanation on it, right? Yes. So you can run the damping up, it'll work on all coils, but you can peak it. And when you also get it around the area where it's peaking and working really well, actually you can adjust it very slightly and go over hot rocks and completely null them out. They're just gone. So it could be really good in a massive hot rock area. We're going to prove that yet. This is just my opinion from the feedback I get. Yeah. What's that? Oh, that did you find that? Where was it? Under the bed. Oh, I bought two of these things and I lost one. I thought I lost it out in the bush. It's an adapter for it's to make so I can plug the actual receiver into the iPhone. Without that, you can't do it. The case is too thick. So beauty. I've got two of those again. Yeah. Anyway, where are we here? And yeah, the coil gets deaf. Yes, we know that if you do that. And very touchy to get it at its peak. But I managed to get it sorted out for each coil, and all coils found the 0.04 gram with a nice signal strength and large targets as well. I haven't written this, David's written the replies. Awesome. Did the damping need to be adjusted much to get the most out of each coil? And Eugene's replied, hi mate, no, not much difference between them to the most quarter of a turn. You can ring, yeah, damn it. He's had his phone number there. I don't want people ringing him up. Damn. Hopefully that wasn't a high enough resolution for anyone to see. Bugger. It always catches me out doing any screenshots of emails and things. There'll be something at the end. My bank account number is, or something like that. So if it's there, I'm going to have to blank it out or something like that. So guys, the adjustable time damping window adjustment little circuit works. Well, obviously it works. Otherwise, he would have said it doesn't work. So it's working. I'm very surprised though. He's getting a very small piece of gold like that, because I know he's got that 0.04. If you actually want to see that little test piece, there's a couple of videos I've done down at Sparrow Ground with Eugene was there, and we tested out various detectors and coils. That's when I bought that Elite Max, a small one, a little with 10 by 5 or something or other. And yeah, we were testing all that stuff out. We could get, that's quite interesting. No, I remember now. This is actually interesting. I can't remember if I could get a good signal on that 0.04 gram without the variable damping. Or did I have the variable damping in at that time? I can't remember. Maybe I was. Maybe we got it all. I've just done too many videos, and out of 250 videos, I just can't remember which one's which. It's all a jumble of detectors and targets, you know. So, yeah. So that's very good. So all those coils we're all working, peaking within a quarter of a turn of the coil. So if I actually get rid of that bit where it's, I think I'll get rid of the underdamped part of the rotation on the pot. And if we get rid of that, we'll have a better spread range over the active damping range. It should work a hell of a lot better. So there we go. I've gone from designing metal detectors to talking about damping, but hey, why not? You know, I always do, in a lot of cases, I do two parts in the video because if people don't watch it, they won't know what's in the second part. So they miss out. They won't know, and everyone else. The more the more loyal watchers will get a heads up, and no one else will. There you go. So yeah, um, there's a lot of messages there I haven't read. Okay, David's got that under control. Good. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Oh, give people a plug where it is. Yeah, it looks like he's having some dealings with Wombat Detector Company. So yeah, David's looked after all that, and I think I'm probably right that they're making those new Prospector TRE on the end coils, which I don't really know much about. I've seen them on Facebook, but I haven't used any. So um, yeah, the guys at Wombat Detector Company. If you want me to do a spiel on one of your coils, you can don't have to give it to me. Just lend it to me so I can do a bit of a spiel on it because I really don't know how. Or I was going to say I don't know anything about the coils. Okay, I don't know zero. I don't know zero. That means I know something. I don't know squat about those coils. So all very good. Anyway, guys, I'm going to try and just do the proof. See, the way you do this, I'm just doing a board around this thing, right? And I'm just going to, I shouldn't really do it, but I'm just going to use jumper wires and just go like pins on the board and just jump pin all the way around. If I was running high speed ADCs and stuff, with, you know, with no nanosecond tune lines and things, I wouldn't be doing it that way. But this is just a clunker design. I think the whole pulse frame rate on this is like 1500 or 1400 microseconds for the whole kit and caboodle to go through. Pulse stop, and all the receives in there, and started again. Sam ran around, around we go. So yeah, it's it's people would think, oh, that's very slow, but it's probably the same as the SD series detectors were in the first place, and probably the same as the GPs, and probably same as any of the other ones running in normal timing. So it's going to do a clunker timing, just very simple. I don't want to go and muck around and make it overly complicated, and put in some very tricky modes to play with and get going. It's going to make it simple. It's going to outperform like anything anyway. It's going to be really, really good. Because with the newer technology, uh, if you just say, okay, I'll give you an idea. If you really enjoyed playing around with, say, the GPs like GP Extreme, GP 3000, 3500, that type of detector, which didn't have a smattering of different timings in there, only a couple of adjustments. But we can probably, with that, well, actually, not with this board here, but the next one up, the 407H series boards, we can make something that would probably, I'd say it would. I'm just thinking of what we need to do. We're running a external SAR on it. Maybe a bit more processing power, maybe not. Just depends how I do it. But we could probably, in my opinion, beat GPX 45s and 5s. I don't think that would be too hard at all, actually, come to think of it. And yeah, with a bit more exoticness than just that, I'm pretty sure we could probably um, come up and make something very similar to the 6000 performance. The only thing we can't do 7000 because their constant current transmit setup is patented, and it's going to take a while for the patents to run out. Then it's open saliva. You can do what you want there, but you know, as soon as you start running that sort of thing, the way that detector works, well, you got big heavy coils and things. Even the light coils are more heavy, but yeah, it is what it is. With standard pulse induction type detectors, you can run huge whopping coils, um, and it's going to give you really, really good results. Like, there's a video there way back, and I'm talking years ago, before COVID, where I was doing 7,000 tests on the Talbot test site, and I was using a modified up 4500. I'm not joking, right? I was testing on squash Coke cans, same test holes, same damn. I was using 20-inch coil, 20-inch advantage round, 17 elliptical of some description, can't remember what it was, and we had the 19-inch coil on the 7,000, and on those squashed up Coke cans, I couldn't get a signal on the 7,000. It just wouldn't pick them up. So I don't know where the depth comes from, or where it's leaked out, or where it's gone. But on the 45, no clear signals. You can go look at the video. I think it's there with Matt the Tailor for memory, might be. And I think Jason might have been there as well, poking targets in the holes. But God, it's a long time. I don't know. It's somewhere between, it's probably 100 videos ago. I don't know. Maybe it says 7,000, 4,500, but it's just a long time ago when that was done. Maybe that 7,000 didn't have those upgrades. Maybe it was the time when everyone was throwing, the yellow cores on the ground and going over it to force the ground balance to work or something of that nature. Like I say, it's a long time ago, and it's in the video history. If you wanted to go and find it, good luck, because I bet you I couldn't find it if I went looking for it. It's there somewhere. It'd probably take me an hour to find it. But yeah, so yeah, there's a lot of things in play at the moment, and just interesting getting the time to do it. I don't know, guys. Tell me what you think if I actually made something and I did something nasty like got it made in China because it was cheap. Then it would end up in every country of the world. Um, you know what I'm getting at. But if it's for cheapness, all the boards are made in China anyway. Don't let anyone tell you something different. Um, there are a few places that make boards, but they're not as cheap as the Chinese. And there's actually some board manufacturers, should I say, doing all the etching and everything, making the PCB board without the parts, setting up in Vietnam, which will probably be cheaper again. So there's a lot of good manufacturers out there. Like, I get boards done in China, small ones like this, and they work out at 50 cents each. I mean, try and get that done here. I know it's done in bulk, and they do a big, screen print on a huge bit of copper, and then they just trim them up after they've done all the etching through holes and drilling and everything else. But get that done here, they probably charge us $7 each or something for each little tiny board. I've been quoted some weird stuff here. I go, Jesus, um, I'm sick and tired of dealing with people that want you to pay off their Mercedes Benz or their second house or whatever. They charge too much. It's madness. So yeah, and on a brighter note, I was reading up in a financial publication that I get sent to me, and I'd say it's fairly reputable. Got a few things wrong, but there's basically a massive buy up of gold at the moment by central banks all around the place. especially BRICS countries, as in your Russias and your China's, your I don't know, Iran is one, but I don't know if they're buying gold. Maybe I don't know. Um, but you know what they're doing is stockpiling gold like crazy, and I think what they were saying they were buying on average. I think it worked out to was it 80 tons a week or something. It's just a massive flow of gold moving around the place, and I think the US is on it now too. And it was basically they want to um, rebalance the value of gold to world currencies, and that probably basically means the US dollar. And the target they were talking about is 15,000 US dollars per ounce of gold. Now, if that happens, I reckon all hell will break loose. It'll be like the gold rush of the 1850s. Everyone will desert the cities. Everyone will be out picking up pinheads of gold and making a fortune. Um, Imagine gold being worth that much. You could go out and I know there's a few spots you could go out to. You could work 2 days and retire for the rest of your life because it would be worth the investment to get the gold. So it's just a real eye opener when you start reading stuff like that. 15 grand US, yeah, that'd be $20,000 worth of Australian pesos um, for an ounce of gold. Imagine that. That'd be awesome. Um, gee. And if that ever happened, I would cry over all the gold I've sold all over all the years. It would work out to a hell of a lot of money. Um, yeah, it would. The over from 1980 to now. Gee, I don't know. It'd be a couple of $1 million at least if gold went up that high. Easy, actually. Come to think of it, because there's one lot of gold there. I think it was $250,000, and it was some woeful price per ounce. I wish I never sold it, but I did anyway. It paid for other things. Um, I don't want to go on and waffle too much, but yeah, I am impressed with the feedback on the variable damping. But like I say, I will rescale it to make it easier to use. Someone did suggest to make it really easy, put a multi-turn pot in there, but I've got it on existing detectors. I have size restraint. I can't, shove something really big in there. It's not the room. Single turn 9 millimeter pot, yeah, it will go in there, not a problem. As soon as you start putting multi-turn pots in there, they get big. Or if you use one of those long, skinny PCB mounted pot, uh, they're fragile. You can get extensions on them and put a knob on it, but it'll break. I just know those beasts. So, as soon as you go multi-turn pot, where you go from a couple of dollars per potentiometer to $25 a pot, please, and more. It's bizarre. And the other one too, we used to have when we had the multi-turn 10-turn pots for variable frequency, or was it variable gain? No, it was on variable gain. The trouble with using those, and you really need to pull one of these apart to find out how it works so you don't get egg on face. But it was wire wound, but it was wound in the front part of the potentiometer. And it was just a massive, big inductor sitting there, which picked up the pulses from the coils and shoved it straight into the bloody amplifier stage. So, yeah, we said to people, if you got one, send it in so we can change it over to a normal pot behind the shielded front panel. And yeah, as they come in, we just get rid of those things. They look good. You can say, oh, beauty, I'll put it at 530 or 515 or whatever, and you'll say that's a really good setting for this coil. And it was great because you could reference it, but um, it fell over because of the way the thing was structured, how it was made. So you need a multi-turn pot, but you need the pot part behind where you turn it. So it's got to be a spindle coming out or a shaft of some sort and everything else back. So it was quite funny. We put bypass capacitors across the damn things and everything. Nothing cured it. Once it got whacked, it just wanted to get in the system. So yeah, gave up on those. So that's why all the variable gain now is just a proper conductive plastic type potentiometer, and they're rated for 2,000. You get 2,000. They're rated for 2 million turns, so you can sit there and do that with it for 2 million times before it wears out. Okay, the conductive plastics self-lubricating. It just doesn't create friction. It's very interesting stuff. So that's the new pots. Apart from that, yeah, I'll leave it there because I don't want to keep. I'll just go subject to subject to subject, and yeah, no one will ever get the gist of it. They should all be separate videos, but it's too hard. Otherwise, I'll be sitting up making videos. Anyway, I better check that that phone number's not on the screen. So I have to load this to the computer, and then I'm going to have to block it out if it's there. So all good. Catches.